Howdy folks, Friday night, and I've had about a day, I suppose, in total, stuffing around with those parts that I showed you in the previous video. If you haven't seen it, go back, check it out. Basically, I've had a bunch of 35 chef parts laying around under a tree in the paddock for years that I picked up out of a garden, really, that were garden art. And I picked them up because I thought they might be useful. There might be some handy stuff in them at some point. So anyway, I got into it and I started cutting and playing around, and I'll show you what I've come up with. Whee! So, it's hard to get in this perspective. Essentially, it's a 1935 Chev Sloper sedan, and I have stretched the door. This bit's just sitting in here for the minute. I mean, so cut the door, spread it square, braced it, and then to start with, I made new bottoms for the cow, both sides, squared all that up on the trolley, on the jig, then did the door without the tops on it, obviously, and then set up the back end, and then I decided to pie cut it. So I've taken 100 mils out of the front and basically to nothing at the back if we drew a wedge through it. So because it was all in bits, I cut the front pillars first, dropped that on, sat the back in at full height, and just laid the roof, which was cut at this point, over itself. Then I cut this pillar, took this section completely out, and then sliced this all the way back around to here. So essentially just the window comes forward slightly. Push that inside itself, so you can see I've basically just sliced that, tucked it down inside itself, let this fold down so as I could get this alignment right and this angle right and all of this to line up through here. So got all of that closed up in our wedge, and now I can just come back through here with the grinder and put a slice through there, drop the overlapping piece out, and butt weld it all back together. Yeah, so that's sort of as far as I've got at the moment. It's, as I said, I've got you in a, I wonder if I can change perspective while I'm filming. Oh, there we go. Now I have to move away far enough for you to actually see it. There we go. So, I drew it to scale first before I started cutting things up, and I worked out that I wanted that door to be, 1.50 metre long and everything else for the wheelbase. This wheelbase is sitting here at the moment. Can I? Yep. At 107 inches, which is a 1935 Chev wheelbase. So, yeah, I'll have to play around with the front end. I may lengthen the bonnet a little bit. I may just make a longer grill shell that sticks out a little bit further. I'm not sure yet, but I just can't seem to get my distance right for you. Here we go. See if I can. Oh, yeah. So basically the bottom of the car all needs to be rebuilt, of course, but the top half is still usable, with the exception of around the edges of the cutout and stuff there. Bits and pieces, basically. I just have to work on one panel at a time. But it has potential. Alright guys, that's it for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. Nope. Might sit there for me.